Welcome to San Bruno Avenue in San Francisco's Garden District, Portola. This neighborhood was established in 1869 and it was a largely agricultural neighborhood where people bought and traded goods. It is in the middle of the Excelsior and Bayview districts, similar in size of Bruno Heights. McLaren Park, located a few blocks up, used to be covered with bushes before Boy Scouts brought cypress and eucalyptus. Gray foxes may also be found in this park as well. The Avenue Theater, built in the 1900s, is still here today. It used to have vaudevilles on Friday and Saturday nights, and the admission price was 10 cents for minors and 20 cents for people older than 12. These streets used to have railroads where streetcars passed through, but now they are taken down and replaced with different types of transportations. These routes can go to Bayshore, the Financial District, Sunnydale, Golden Gate Park, Richmond, Sunset, Bayview, Daly City, and Hunters Point. When I moved to the United States, this was the neighborhood that I lived in. I lived in this neighborhood since I was 5 years old in 2007 and lived here for almost all my life. I was here before the route to Chinatown changed from the 9AX or 9X to the 8 or 8AX. This was the first house that I lived in until 5 years later I moved a few blocks up to the middle of the Portola and Excelsior district. When I first moved here, it was mainly an ethnic neighborhood where almost every store had writings in Spanish or store names in Spanish. Besides my family members and about 2 Chinese stores, everybody else had a Latin culture where they spoke in Spanish, practiced Latin customs, such as what they ate, how they dressed, and what they did every day. Some of the Latin stores that are still here from 2007 are Salima International Salon of Beauty, BNC number 49, which sells and gives out baby foods and supplies, Cinco de Mayo Taqueria, La Roma, a market for groceries, J. Georgie's Donut and Hamburger, and so on. One of the major changes was the store at the corner, which used to be the Portola Public Library, but now it moved 2 blocks up at the corner of Göttingen and Bacon Street. After the library, it became a foreign-owned furniture store where I never saw anyone go in, and now it is out for rent. This shows the changing cultural landscape in the neighborhood. Another example is the grocery outlet Bargain Market, a few blocks up, which used to be an expensive bakery in 2007, then changed to a Fresh and Easy for about 2 times. Before, the food here were very expensive, but now the stores sell foods and products for cheaper than other stores that sell it. Around 2009, there was a process of invasion and secession where the neighborhood started to be filled with more and more middle-aged Chinese immigrants. These empty streets are now experiencing cultural diffusion, where it is starting to be filled with Chinese and Vietnamese restaurants, shops, and markets. A few years ago, many boba shops also opened in this neighborhood, while there used to be only a Quickly about 4 or 5 blocks away from where I lived, now called Panda Boba. This neighborhood is also a mixed-use development where there is a combination of residential, commercial, and cultural uses in this neighborhood. Some people live in their stores, and there are also individual houses on top of the stores. Like me, I lived on top of a furniture store next to the fire department. Further up the bus stop for the 29, there are more houses, but there are also schools like Burton High School and corner stores at every corner. Many of the people I know who migrated to the Americas live in the Portola District. According to my mom, the Portola District has many pull factors to attract people to live here because transportations are convenient and there are many freeways that can go to South San Francisco, the Financial District, Sunset, Bayview, and much more. This was the park that I grew up in, named Sululaji M. Palega Junior Recreation Center. Now, this place is a stranger to me because the park was taken down and rebuilt a few years ago, around 2015. Every weekend, people would give out free food to middle-aged people, and there is also a place to play ping pong, basketball, and study. Although this neighborhood has changed over the years, I will always have a strong sense of place for this neighborhood because it is the area that I grew up in, and I cannot imagine myself living anywhere else. To me, San Bruno Avenue is a very welcoming place where people here are very accepting of other races and exchange cultures with one another, treating each other like a family. When coming to San Francisco, this is one of the neighborhoods that should be explored.